Hi and welcome to GRVO TV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. I'm doing a review on a bike, and it's a bike with a difference. Well, I think it's got a difference anyway. As you can see, it's fairly obvious that it's a foldy. Now, I wanted a foldy not because I want to take it on the train or anything like that, because I want to go away in my caravan with it, and it's just easier to get it in the car or pop it in the caravan. So I wanted a folding bike, and I looked at all the usual Dayhons and Bromptons and whatnot. And I came across a company called Woosh Bikes that do this. And the clue is in the title, and some of you may have noticed or you may not have noticed. But this folding bike has an electric motor built into the hub. Now, the thing I really liked about this bike when I first saw it was that it doesn't look like an electric bike. Yes, it looks like a foldy, but it certainly doesn't look like an electric one. And the question everyone asks is, well, where's the battery? Because usually you'd have it on a rack here or in a big pod down the back of the seat post. Well, this one is in the frame. So the downside is you can't take it out, so you can't ride it without the battery in, so you've got the weight always in there. The upside is that, you know, no one can nick it, and it doesn't sort of look, you know, it hasn't got a big horrible battery stuck on it. So I thought it looked quite neat. Now, let's get one thing clear first of all, weight. Now, this is a heavy bike. I know they say it's lightweight, and yeah, it might be lightweight for a folding electric bike, but it's not a lightweight bike by any means. It's a good lift. I think it's around 20 kilos, 21 kilos. So if you want a lightweight folding bike that you can just pack up quickly, put in a bag and off onto the train, this is not the bike for you, in my opinion. Now, this is obviously a full suspension bike. We've got front suspension forks. We've got the little rear suspension, just a small amount of movement in that. It's just a shock absorber, really. Works quite well. It's very stiff on the back end, but then you want that. There's a little bit of flex you'll get from the seat and the seat post and all that, so it's fairly comfortable. Bear in mind, this is a 20-inch wheel bike, so the ride isn't going to be like my 26-inch wheel mountain bike ride. So those are sort of things you have to deal with. Now, getting to the fun part, the electric part. Now, on the front here, I'll just cut to a clip of a close-up. There's a little control panel, and it's fairly simple. You've got an on-off switch, a light switch, which I've actually removed. I'll talk about that in a minute, and also a mode switch. Now, you've got low, medium and high modes, and that relates to the pedal assist. So as you start pedaling, the motor kicks in, it helps you along, and in low mode it gets to a certain speed and stops. Medium, a bit faster, high, and it'll get to its maximum. Talking of which, the maximum stated speed is 15 mile an hour. Pedal assist on this takes me up to about 13.5 mile an hour, but bearing in mind I am well at the top limit of this bike's capabilities. They say 100 kilos and I'm a bit over that, so it's a real good test of the bike, to be fair. Now, the other control on this side is you've got your normal gears, 6-speed Shimano rapid fire gears, but you've also got a little red button and a throttle. There you go, it's off. So you just purely got throttle control. There you go. So that takes you along at about 8 or 9 miles an hour, just purely on the throttle, no faster than that. And you know, it's not designed for that, but where I found the throttle useful is just in manoeuvring. If you're doing a little bit of manoeuvring and you're perhaps in the wrong gear, because I tend to leave this in sort of 5th or 6th gear, it's just handy to have that little bit of throttle now and again to manoeuvre. Most of the time I just use it on the pedal assist mode. Now, once you're pedaling and up to speed and you overtake, in my case, sort of 13-14 mile an hour, the assist then dissipates, so it's not helping you anymore. So once I'm doing 15 mile an hour on this, the electric motor's not working, it's all me. So when you're going downhill or you're on a fast flat run, then it's all you, which obviously saves the battery. It's rated at about 20 miles range, which I think is fair. It certainly won't do that with me on it, but I wouldn't expect it to. But I've done probably, I think, 15 miles on fairly uneven ground and some slopes and hills and things, so it's perfectly acceptable. My journey to work is 11 miles, but I certainly wouldn't be able to do it on this because of the hills. It would just kill it, it'd kill the battery. So there you have it. I'll just flip it round for you. On this side, you'll see that we've got disc brakes front and rear. They're not hydraulic, they're just lever operated disc brakes, and once they're set up nicely, they work really well. A few things I've done to it. As I said, the light was perfectly adequate as a light for people being able to see you. As a light for use on the road, absolutely useless in my opinion. It had a built-in reflector which was good, but I've took it off, and I have two Cree LED lights on there because I actually want to be able to see the road when I'm cycling, and two Cree LED lights are absolutely fantastic. I mean, they're better than some motorbike lights I've had. So that works really well, and obviously the light is wired in, but I've just tucked the wire away there, so now the on-off switch just doesn't do anything. I have changed the seat post and the seat. The seat post was nothing wrong with it other than it was a little bit too short for me. I just needed a couple of extra inches. I know, don't we all? On the seat post, so I've put a slightly longer seat post in, and it works fine. And the seat, I just happen to have this quite nice gel seat. It's only an Audi one, but it's quite a nice seat, and I've put that on it. The seat that came with it, perfectly okay. It was a sprung one, and fairly comfortable, and I've actually put it on my mountain bike, and I do use it on my mountain bike. It's just that this one seemed to suit this bike a little bit more. You get a light with it which just clips around the seat post. I've added a lock there, which is a nice little place for it. It comes with the rear mudguard as you see it, but there was a bracket on there which I didn't know the purpose of it. It just looked rubbish. I took it off and just used 2 bolts and bolted it on where the bracket was bolted on. Didn't need the bracket, so I did that. Stand was on it, that's fine. The front had a little mudguard which come around the back there, which worked perfectly okay. I just didn't like the look of it. I prefer the crud catcher on the actual frame, and that works fine. And the little mudguard, I've actually put that in the mountain bike, and it looks okay on there, so that's good. Other than that, if you want to pedal it without electric, yes you can, it's okay, but you've got to bear in mind you're now pedaling a bike which is probably 20 kilos as opposed to a decent foldie would be around 12 kilos, so you're pedaling about 8 kilos of extra weight around, and it obviously is going to be a bit more difficult, but quite nice to ride. Now, the distance between the seat and the handlebars is a nice distance for a tall rider like me. So many folding bikes I've tried, it's just too close, and it's a horrible ride. This is actually quite a nice ride. As I say, a little bit choppy as you'd expect from a 20-inch wheel bike. Now, for the purpose I wanted this for, and I know I've gone on a bit, which is for going away in the caravan, for me it's ideal. I'm just quickly going to fold it just to show to you how small it folds. Now, it's not particularly small, and it's still quite cumbersome. Now, because the electrics are here, you can't push the seat through, which is what you'd normally do on a foldie. So I come up with this genius idea. Just take it out. It's no biggie. And if you put it in a bag, you can put it in the bag with it. So there you go. If that's a problem for you and you want it to, well, I don't know, you can't do it simple as it does go down a little bit further, but not much, so it will hit the gubbins that's in there. The seat post that comes with it has got a stop on it, so it can't go down too far. I haven't got that. I used the light for that. So the handlebars fold in 2 ways, so you can go, I'll just quickly show you, you can turn the wheel basically either way round. They just fold down like that, as with any normal foldie. Now, you could fold it that way round, but I find it gets too clunky. I mean, you can extend, should have mentioned that, the height of the handlebars, but I just have it right down low because I like a slightly more squat position when I'm riding. This thing here, by the way, that's my iPhone goes in there, so I have my computer. So that tends to sort of go round somewhere like that to start with. Pedals fold. So you might as well do that now. Not that that makes a blind bit of difference, to be fair. It really doesn't. You know, it might make it a little bit easier to get it in the bag, but you know, it's not going to make much difference. So once you've done that, I'm a bit awkward doing this because I'm trying to keep everything in shot. Fold the stand up, and then on this side you've got a nice chunky lever with a sort of a plastic release key on it, so it can't just be knocked undone. It's nice and chunky. That's what I like about this. And then you fold this whole bit round like that. Now the way I do it to keep the front out of position is to keep it like that and like that. Now a problem with this bike I have found is that when you put it together you get metal to metal. Now in this case it's the forks against the little thing here. Now on like the Dayhons you get the magnets which clamp together so you haven't got metal to metal. Now on here I've already scratched it in a couple of places and chipped the paint where there's nothing to stop it clonking together. So what I've got is a piece of foam which I attach the straps to, and then when I strap the bike together the foam goes in between the two and that's it. But as you can see this isn't small, and when you've got it like this it's quite cumbersome. It's not, as I say, it weighs about 20 or just over 20 kilos, so it's not light by any means. Now I ordered a bag, a 20-inch bike bag, and this doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in it. It's just too long a wheelbase to fit in it. It goes in it after a fashion. Let me just clamp that back up. It goes in it after a fashion, but it sticks out the top. So again, it's not particularly neat. I could get a full-size 26-inch wheel bag, but then it's going to be a dirty great bag, and to be honest, it's fine. It just enables me to lift the bike a little bit easier once it's folded. So there you go. Just unfold the pedals. So it doesn't take long to fold it and put it away, but it's not traditional foldy bike where you'd be able to quickly fold it up, pop it in a bag and jump on the train. It's just not going to happen. So there you have it. You know, I folded that and it was taking what, a couple of minutes if that, and you're ready to go. Before you drive off, switch it on, go on to whichever mode you want. I've got it in high mode because I love speed, and then once you start pedaling the motor will kick in and assist you. Anyway, this has been GRVO TV. I hope you enjoyed this. I might try and do some more on a few different electric bikes. I've got 2 others in mind at the moment, plus perhaps a couple of foldies. See you soon. Hope you enjoyed it.